The message that I have for this reading is that you've been thinking of someone you swore you let go of. Someone you know brought chaos into your life, but still they're slipping into your dreams, hijacking your thoughts, showing up in your feed the moment your guard drops. But this isn't a coincidence. It's not fate, and it's certainly not love. It's an echo of spiritual manipulation disguised as a connection, the kind that whispers, forget what they did. None of that matters now. We're twin flames, remember? It's trauma rebranded as romance. It's a parasite wearing a mask, showing up in your nervous system like a memory when really it's just an energetic cord trying to stay alive. Your intuition is correct. That feeling of being violated by your own thoughts, that's your soul trying to purge what was never yours to hold. You're finally snapping out of the trance. You're not just healing. You're rejecting a spell that was never love to begin with. What do we have at the foundation of the reading? Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, in reverse at the foundation of the reading. There's somebody here that is terrified of being forgotten. There's someone here whose biggest fear is being ignored. You're the one person that they couldn't break, and that's why they're repeating on you. You have finally begun to process the weight of what you actually survived in relation to this person, and you're finally ready to let go for real this time. I feel that you're at a crossroads in your life with Spirit. Spirit is saying to you, look, this is what awaits you. But this old energy cannot go with you. So we're here to help you sever this cord once and for all. But you have to understand that there's no looking back. Because although you're in a space right now where you have nothing to lose, you're about to gain it all. Everything that you have been trying to manifest, everything that you have been seeing inside your mind's eye, your dreams even, is a timeline that you are preparing to align with, a timeline that you are about to come into divine calibration with, a timeline where all your dreams actually materialize as your everyday waking life. And this is very real. Our dreams, I believe, in some capacity, are visions of what's possible, visions of us on a different timeline, somewhere else in a parallel reality. And all it takes is us transmitting our conscious awareness into that version of ourselves. But this exists on a higher vibrational timeline that is not accessed with this energy in the equation. I'm seeing a rubber band in my mind's eye connecting you and this person. The rubber band is stretching. And we all know what happens when you stretch a rubber band out, right before it snaps. There's this knowing that when it snaps back, it may sting a little when it hits your hand. But what I'm actually seeing is that rubber band, which is showing up as the energetic cord between you and this person, breaking. And when it snaps back on their side, they fall back into a pit, an endless dark void that sees them being dropped back down onto that lower vibrational timeline from which they came. And you don't get the snap back. What you get is something entirely different. When it snaps back on your side, it actually launches you up and into the new timeline because you are positioned in such a manner that it actually works in your favor. This person can feel this happening right now. This is why you are starting to be consumed by these very intrusive, almost nostalgic sort of trance-like memories that are incorporating you and this person into an idea of what could have been, right? This person brought endless amounts of chaos and pain into your life, but you find yourself in a moment of fantasy thinking about what was lost, or even a kind of what if we can make this happen. But then you catch yourself in an instant repulsed with yourself at the mere idea of entertaining something as diabolical as reuniting with this person. And then you realize in that moment that that thought isn't yours, it's foreign. It's energetic manipulation. Leaves you very confused when this happens. And this is what it feels like when you're breaking an ancient karmic cycle, karmic loop. And I'm hearing that this is far beyond just you and this person. This is an energy. This is a spirit. This is something that has been lingering around in your family lineage for hundreds of years, keeping your destiny and all those that came before you hostage. But it ends with you. It's over. You were picked for this mission because you were the one that was going to be able to analyze and dissect exactly what this energy was. This was no twin flame. This was an energy vampire dressed as a sacred union. They marketed chaos as chemistry. And that haunting trance you slipped into, that was a last-ditch etheric ping to see if they can still access the back door to your energy system. What do we have? The sacral, please, Spirit? 9 of Pentacles at the sacral. Spirit is trying to put a lot of you in isolation right now, or you might already be in that space. And this is the necessary component to be able to gain back this vision, this person, this energy, this spirit, this ancient curse, so to speak, can feel this, knows this, and cannot find you. Feel that this is really speaking about where you have entered into spiritually. It's like they can't access you anymore unless you allow them. This energy is calling out to you on a desolate, lower vibrational plane. Picture the surface of Mars, right? It's storming and it's not fit for any sort of human life. That's what this person's energy feels like. It feels like they have been exiled to a certain space, to a certain timeline. And their only hope of survival or exiting that timeline is accessing your energy again. See, you were a life preserver for this person, spiritually speaking, energetically speaking. A lot of you didn't even realize this until now. Now, if we were to simplify all of this and place that idea of this person into one individual, for some of you, it could be multiple people that are doing this to you. It's as if they can't get you to come back to something, to be the person that they used to be able to talk circles around and control in some capacity. For a lot of you, it's only because you thought that they loved you or that they had something that you needed in your life. But you've woken up from that spell. You've woken up from that illusion. You've woken up from that lie. A lot of you are looking back on the person you once were, and some of you are confused. How could you feel that way? How could you not see it, right? But that's what psychic manipulation is. And a lot of the times, it's difficult to actually notice that we are under some sort of psychic manipulation until we are on the other side of it. Then you look back and you're like, wow, I didn't see it like that before. It's time to cut off the noise. It's time to retreat. It's time to rebuild. Spirit is trying to shield you while you recalibrate. And they, them, or it can feel this. They know this. And this is their worst fear. They cannot have this. This was not a part of the plan. And this path that you're on, this is a path of a chosen individual. Somebody just like you that was sent down here to break this ancient curse. Your path is by no means a cakewalk. It's a battlefield of the spiritual kind. And this 9 of Pentacles at the sacral is the perfect representation of your energy during this period of time. It's all about you, spirit, and the building of a solid, new, stable foundation mentally, spiritually, physically, materially. All sectors are under construction in your life at this current time. This is one of these energies where everything that has been manifesting in spirit is beginning to trickle down into your everyday waking life. As above, so below. Everything that you have been hearing about, everything that you have been manifesting, that spirit has been arranging for you behind the scenes, is now beginning to show up in your everyday waking life. And I just heard there's a great clearing. This is why you're feeling this very intense energy right now. Those who held you back the most are those that are going to be on the forefront of your mind, pulling on your energy at this current time, because spirit is exposing all of those energies that were working overtime to hold you back. There'll be no more mysteries surrounding who and what it was. Everything is being brought back into balance. It's universal law. Some of you are going to have a hard time accepting the things that are being unearthed right now, and that's okay. Be patient with yourself, but don't lie to yourself, because the truth is just too complicated and too painful to accept. It's time you knew, because this process is the necessary component to becoming the person that spirit is transforming you into at this current time. What do we have? The solar plexus, please. 8 of Wands, Sag energy at the solar plexus. So I just heard accepting the truth is going to accelerate the transformation. There's no more waiting on spirit, waiting on the divine. You're in one of these energies now where spirit is showing you, spirit is helping you, spirit is working with you through all of these things, and you are in complete control of how quickly things unfold here. Simply put, it's one of these moments where spirit shows your truth, and you have the option to either accept it in that moment or marinate in it and dissect it and decide whether or not you want to accept that as truth. So in other words, you're really being guided here, I feel, to not hold yourself back and get stuck in dead ends with memories of individuals that never truly existed in the capacity that you thought they did. See, this is one of the hardest parts of this process, is accepting that certain people were never really who you thought they were. They were masquerading as everything they thought you wanted them to be, to get what they wanted from you, and that was to keep you stuck. I just heard, do not give over your power to an idea of what you thought something was. That is an old timeline. See, right now, you are in this sort of in-between worlds kind of energy. You're in between everything that once was and everything that is about to be. And as you're crossing over into the everything that is about to be, these energies come back. It's like they're trying to pull you back into this lower vibrational timeline with all of their might. But see, now you have spirit on your side because you accepted the transformation. You accepted the mission. And these people no longer stand a chance. They only stood a chance when you were fighting this war by yourself. It wasn't even until recently that all you have to really do is accept, is to get out of your own way and to not lie to yourself, right? As long as you do that, spirit will take care of all of these opposing energies for you. Because when you accept truth around these opposing energies, you disarm them. When they can keep you indoctrinated into the lie, this is when they've got you. When they can keep you in fear, they can have their way with you because it's all about vibration, right? So when you live your life in fear, it suggests that you have zero control over your life, which allows for this kind of energetic manipulation, and it's a kind of possession. Well, it can take over your life with ease because usually people who are in a place of fear are looking to energies outside of them to help guide them out of that space. An endless cycle of fear and spiritual mutilation of your connection between you and Source, Divine, Spirit. Right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Star card, 6 of Swords. So there's a tremendous amount of hope on the other side of you finally moving on from this energy, okay? This is a rite of passage here. And whatever is connected to this release, which I feel is some sort of manifestation, is going to see you in the spotlight of this vision, right? This vision you've had for yourself. It's like you get there, you arrive. It actually comes to pass. Okay, let's switch decks. What do we have at the heart? 7 of Swords, Aquarius energy at the heart. Now, this 7 of Swords is really representing you seeing these energies for what they are now. And this is their worst fear, is when you know what's been taking place this entire time, right? Which, like I said, is the truth that Spirit is presenting all of you with right now. Now, going into this reading, I kept finding myself having to stop and start over. It's like the messages were being intercepted as they were coming to me intuitively, which is suggesting that there's somebody here who is working overtime to make sure that you don't find out the truth. But I'm hearing that this person has been so sloppy with the way they've been moving that there's just no way you wouldn't know it's them. See, that's the thing, okay? When individuals can keep you in these cycles, they're not going to receive karma until you decide to empower and say no more. Because you're essentially accepting this behavior because you're not doing anything about it, right? So in order for the great rebalancing to take place, you have to say the word. So when you step into an energy like you're preparing to step into now, this is bad news for them, and they know this. I truly feel that a lot of them felt that you were spiritually ignorant to the things that they were doing to you and that there's no way you could ever possibly find out. But what I'm hearing is it's like from one day to the next, you just woke up and you had this deep knowing. And that deep knowing came in the form of downloads, messages, just intuitive hits straight from Source. It's like Spirit woke you up to what they were doing to you without warning. And I just heard there's a great scramble taking place here. They don't know if they should go in harder or try and approach you and apologize to you. But this is beyond apology. This is, let's just put it this way, the spiritual warfare that a lot of you have had to deal with. If this is something that were to be handled in our everyday waking life, right, it would be punishable in one of the most extreme manners that you can think of. That's how depraved it truly is. There's nothing worse, I feel, than working overtime to keep an individual from a destiny that they're not even fully aware of yet. It's like somebody forfeiting your happiness, your abundance, and your success for you without you even having a say in the matter. And I just heard for a lot of you, this could be family members as well, which is easy to do, right? Being born into families of individuals that see something different in you, right? From a very young age, and maybe it's something that triggers them or they're jealous of. So they set you out on a path that purposely does not nurture that special light inside of you, but rather puts it out. What do we have at the throat? 7 of Cups at the throat. And we can't ignore the fact that that card shot right out at that root chakra, at the foundation of the reading. Now, this 7 of Cups is really representing some sort of confusion. It's basically an illusion. It's a kind of spell, a kind of trance, and it's right there at the throat chakra. But also, considering the fact that it came out at the root chakra to begin with, is telling us that this energy has been manipulating things having to do with your stability, your foundation, which keeps you in a place of instability and fear. And I feel that this has been coming through the communication. I just heard individuals wishing things into your life by way of the communication. Witchery by way of the tongue. Word witchery. Now, there's many different ways this can show up, but it can merely be individuals discouraging you from going in a certain direction because they have something to gain from your loss. They have more to gain by keeping you in a space, or actually I just heard in a trance, than they do from seeing you win and aligning with the timeline where you calibrate with the highest possible version of yourself, consciously speaking. This 7 of Cups can also speak about procrastination, self-delusion, and different forms of escapism, right? It can also speak about temptation. Now, all of those subject matters are obviously things that we deal with in our everyday waking life. We're always fighting against some sort of energies that are trying to keep us indoctrinated in the material world. See, one of the most challenging things about life is when you know that you are a spiritual being living a human existence, right? You have to balance the knowing of what and who you really are with also surviving inside the everyday grind of life and everything that bombards us on the daily basis. There's a balance that we need to keep there. Yes, we have to survive inside this kind of matrix, this world of distractions that tries to disconnect us from that deeper knowing. So it's really us coming to terms with the fact that we are in a perpetual spiritual war. Life is a spiritual battle. We live in between the great calibration of the yin and the yang, of light, of dark, of negative, of positive. And though the universe is not dualistic by nature, it is all one. Inside the third density, there is a split. It is most definitely dual by nature, which is challenging to even comprehend as a spiritual being because you're from the oneness. But it makes sense that we have been sent down here to live out a human existence so we can experience and extract the wisdom from living in this dualistic reality. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? The star again. Okay, so we saw the star earlier on in the reading at the bottom of one of these decks, and now it's come out from this deck right here at the third eye. Okay, so I'm hearing something here about this thing that Spirit is helping you manifest, okay? Spirit needs you to start putting together some sort of structure, some sort of system, setting goals, okay? So you can begin the climb towards this manifestation. Some of you have been going in circles with the dream, right? Obsessing over the vision, but there's no movement. It's like there's no action. It's all just dopamine dressed up as purpose, okay? So that's okay, but it's time to graduate on from that space. So rather than just talking about what you're going to do, start doing it. And a lot of you need to get over the fear of failure, okay? Failure is a part of this path. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you will start making your way down that path. You're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to make mistakes. That's okay. It's all a part of the journey. You just get up and you keep going. You don't have to be perfect, okay? In fact, you showing up with all your imperfections is exactly what this needs. If you were perfect from the get-go, what would be the point of any of this? You're going to miss days. You're going to need to reset. You're going to need to start over. But eventually, you will get on the other side. And I just heard that if you begin down this path now, by this time next year, you're going to be blown away at how far you've come, okay? And think about this whole process as not just one big victory, but many small victories. Look at each step you take towards this manifestation as a victory. And this is going to help you feel more motivated. I just heard that you're going to be unrecognizable to that version of you that's settled, right? This is one of these stories that stand the test of time. Individuals who overcome these principalities, this kind of spiritual warfare, and find themselves consumed by the greatness that is their destiny. And I just heard, set a handful of goals for yourself and then reverse engineer how you're going to achieve them. Map your daily actions, track your habits, and then review them weekly like your life depends on it. Because it does. What do we have at the crown, please? The sun, Leo energy at the crown. Wow. So it's like you overcome this illusion, right? You overcome these tactics. It's like here you are seeing this person for who they really are. You see everything they've been doing to you now. 7 of Cups. You understand that you have been under some sort of trance. That some sort of wickedness has been spoken into your life, which wakes you up to the truth of who you are, or at the very least, enough of a knowing to get moving down this path. Star at the third eye, highlighting your connection to spirit, your vision, your intuition, your clarity about the situation and what you need to do, which leads us directly to the sun, the most high vibrational card in the tarot. So we've been talking about vibration throughout this reading, right? We spoke about how this person is going to be pushed back onto that lower vibrational timeline when that rubber band snaps and the force takes them out, right? And we also spoke about how when the snapback hits your side, it actually elevates you, the sun. So it's like they are coming up as 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Energy of loss. I also heard they gambled with their own life and yours. I just heard they ruined their life based on the actions that they took against you. And then here you are in this sun energy. This is an energy of poverty. This is an energy of complete success. Polar opposite energies. They thought that they could keep you blinded to their tactics against you. 7 of Swords, 7 of Cups. They utilized these sneaky, underhanded tactics towards you because they thought that you would always be ignorant, 7 of Cups, at the throat, to the weapons that they were forming against you, spiritually speaking. Okay, I just heard they put a mountain in front of you, a mountain of obstacles, which is interesting because as we can see here, there's this mountain, right? And then there's this person here. But in reverse, I feel like this is them now having to lie in the bed that they made for you. They now have the mountain of obstacles in front of them. What do we have at the foundation, please, Spirit? 7 of Wands. Leo energy at the foundation of the reading. 7, 7, 7. See, you're going through this time in your life where your magic and your manifesting abilities are increasing. It's like Spirit is showing you, Spirit is teaching you how to tap into these kinds of inner superpowers that you have. Because there's something about this thing that you're manifesting that is going to see you releasing this out into the world, out into the collective, however that shows up for you. Now, the 7 of Wands here, underneath that 4 of Pentacles, is really reinforcing the message about these individuals trying to place this mountain of obstacles on your path, because the Seven of Wands is an energy that wants you to feel overwhelmed and discouraged, like you are somehow disadvantaged. I'm also hearing something about you making sure that you have put up some sort of boundaries between you and this person, you and these people, whoever and whatever this may be. And I feel that goes without saying, but there's also going to be individuals out in the collective listening to this that are still dealing with these energies and have yet to release them. You're all going to be on different parts of the timeline, so take it as it fits. Yeah, I'm just getting something very parasitical here. It's like they're feeding off of your energy because you have them in your environment. So it's really hard for you to see what's what. You know, this is one of these situations where the act of going into hermit mode, right? Going into some sort of isolation, like I picked up earlier on in the reading, is the key, right? It's like releasing, stepping away, and seeing what's what here allows you to gain some sort of perspective over who or what it is you are dealing with. What do we have at the sacral, please? The world, fixed energy at the sacral. Now, the world from this deck is an energy that wants to keep you in this never-ending loop of failure. You know, whenever I get this card, I think about a hamster on a hamster wheel or somebody dangling a piece of cheese in front of a mouse, right? And sort of leading them around. That's what this energy is here, keeping you inside a maze. And then whenever you're close to getting out, they block it. So you have to go back the other way. It's just a never-ending cycle, right? A mountain of obstacles, like I picked up. And it's interesting because this card here, when I look at the imagery, it kind of looks like those mazes that you see in movies and stuff, right? The grass mazes. What do we have at the solar plexus, please, Spirit? Ace of Wands, Azazel at the solar plexus. This just reinforces, again, everything I just said, because this Ace of Wands here is an energy of setbacks, obstacles, delays. It's an energy that's always trying to make you feel weighed down by the everyday grind of life, right? Everything that has to do with living in the third density and keeping you disconnected from who you truly are and what you came here to do. See, if you can reimagine your life from the perspective of you being a spiritual being, living out a human existence down here, this is when you can truly begin to have fun with this. If you're able to do this, it puts you in the position of understanding that you are actually fully in control here, and that the only way that these energies can actually affect you is if you allow them to, right? Which connects directly to what I said about that being the space they need to keep you in to stop karmic justice from being yours. What do we have at the heart? Okay, I'm also hearing something here about individuals. It's like they create these obstacles in your life, spiritually speaking, and you say to them, oh, I don't know why I'm always feeling like I have some sort of bad luck, or why in the 11th hour I'm not able to pull a manifestation through. And then it's like this person is like, you know, maybe it's just bad timing, right? All the while, behind your back, they're actually doing something to specifically stop you from accessing this space. But then they act like they're your biggest supporter, right? I just heard that some of you have a gut feeling about someone in your life right now doing this. And look, I understand that there can be a lot of confusion around these sorts of situations when they begin to unfold in your life. But the number one way you can try and work through that confusion is by just taking some time out to be alone, to think about things, to connect with spirit, and to see how people sort of react to you doing that, right? React to the action of you needing to take a breather. I'm also hearing something around individuals saying that you wanting to go into isolation or hermit mode or take some time out is you being paranoid. That's a big one, okay? And that's a major red flag, because anybody who truly supports you would simply say, yeah, okay, that's how you feel. That's probably a good idea. As opposed to, oh, you're just being paranoid, right? See, they have something to lose by you going into that space. It's like your soul is trying to highlight the pain, highlight what needs healing. And then there's these opposing energies that is trying to sabotage what is safe. It's like they can't allow you to get into those safe zones and see what's what. Oh, that's deep. Okay, what do we have at the heart? Wow. Two of Swords. Now, whenever I get this guy, right, it's like he's always sticking his neck out for you, right? He's got your best interest in mind. And I love how there's only 3 fingers there, right? It's like, don't trust somebody who can't even shake your hand with the full set of digits. I mean, look, if you can't help it, if you're missing a couple, then that's one thing. But this person here is painted in a kind of energy that you cannot mistake for being untrusting, right? You know, they say people wear their heart on their sleeve. It's like this person here wears their deception on their sleeve. There's something about them that is unmistakable. It's like they're saying to you, no, just trust me, you know, it's okay. You're just being paranoid. I've got your best interest in mind. I'm always sticking my neck out for you. And then Queen of Swords. Okay, so the Queen of Swords here, this is an energy of self-preservation, okay? And the Queen of Swords is a colder energy in that they put themselves first. They don't allow for this nonsense to continue. This is who you're becoming, male or female. It's just an energy where your protective walls, your protective shield has gone up and they can no longer access you. So they're going to use gaslighting tactics to try and get inside your head. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? 7 of Swords again. 7, 7, 7, 7. All these 7s. Is there any more? No, I think that's it. So the 7s really represent a period of challenge. It's all about different kinds of tests, right? But it's all because you're being given the opportunity to grow, to evolve, to elevate, to ascend past this timeline. And this is why all of this is taking place. I just heard, think of it as a war for your purpose. Now, the 7 of Swords from this deck here is you breaking free once and for all. And you knowing that you are not paranoid, not allowing these individuals to gaslight you. In fact, your thought process has never been clearer. You see the truth, and you cannot be fooled anymore. These individuals have been caught. And when it comes to trying to keep you from your destiny, there's simply nothing that they can do at this point to try and make this right than to just get out of your way. Yes, it's always better to just forgive and move forward because you don't want to carry the burden of not forgiving somebody and holding on to that bitterness, because that does more for them than it does for you. In fact, that's what they want, because that's how they can still drain you of your energy, of your light, and they'll take anything that they can get at this point. So allow for the full transformation to unfold in your life. Release, let go, and step forward without any energetic weight of what you have graduated on from. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? King of Pentacles right underneath that star. Okay. Now, earlier on in the reading, I was speaking about the need to put together some sort of structure, some sort of system, and this King of Pentacles is now further highlighting that. Okay, it says right here, obedience. Now, the King of Pentacles is all about discipline. It's all about structure, right? The King of Pentacles is somebody who's a business leader. Now, this is the necessary ingredient to be able to pull through said manifestation. And it's right underneath that star. So not only is there a lot of success and wealth, you being in the spotlight, however that shows up for you, but there's a tremendous amount of abundance here. A lot of stability, security. A lot of you are going from a space where you felt very unstable to a year later, all of a sudden your life is completely turned around and everything is stabilized. And I'm also hearing something here about some of you purchasing a home. Some of you are trying to do that, and you're going to do that. This is all a part of that plan, okay? I just heard step by step, you will get there. What do we have at the crown to close out the reading, Spirit? Too many cards. What do we have at the crown? 5 of Swords, Aquarius energy at the crown to close out the reading. Now, the 5 of Swords here is showing us very clearly that in order to step into this new timeline, these toxic connections, these situations, these events need to be terminated from your life once and for all. It's time to release the sorrow. It's time to release the pain. It's time to just forgive, whether or not you have received apologies, and just move forward on your path. You have far too much waiting for you here. There's no need to focus on the losses. There's no need to focus on the betrayals. Let Spirit provide you with the truth, with the clarity. Accept what you are being shown. Find peace within yourself and move forward. Anything less is you allowing these individuals to continue to feed off of your energy by keeping you in a space of fear. Don't do that to yourself. Don't sabotage your new beginning by allowing old energies to trickle into the new timeline. Over time, all that's going to do is see you slipping back into the old timeline. And it's not worth it. Yes, this is hard, but you can do it. And I feel that once you start to embrace this new energy, it's going to become easier and easier for you. The first step is always the most difficult, but as you move forward and you get your sea legs, so to speak, it becomes easier and easier. So I certainly hope that this message here provides you with some solid guidance on how to navigate this situation here. So I'm going to leave this here. All right, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. If you would like to join my members section, I upload additional readings there, and I am open for personal readings. You can find all that information in the description down below. And I'm excited to announce I've recently launched a merch store. All the designs, all creations were made by me. You can also find that link down below. And lastly, if this reading resonated with you, drop me a heart and or leave a comment, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care.